Beloved Creator, source of all that is, we express gratitude for every day we experience and every breath in it. Many of us know why we are here, and many of us know what compels us to take action. And many more, it seems, are simply here doing what they do and living their life, freely given, without purpose or intent. Those of us aware, we express great appreciation for our attunement and our willingness to take action. Keep us on track to always do what is right for the greater good, and please guide us to whatever correction needs to be made. With your grace and the inherent love we all carry, we will proceed. Let it be so, and so it is.
Hello, my name's Ron Vroman. I'm the old white man talking head for the Oregon Statewide Jural Assembly. I'd like to read this. It's not very long. A song came on the YouTube and I listened to it, and all kinds of stuff happens in the brain. You know about that stuff. Anyhow, I just dropped in to find out what condition my condition was in. That's a nice thought from 1967, a song. I was 29 years old in 1967 when that song was popular. The reality of the situation is entirely dependent upon what your perception is, and that varies with the input. Well, duh. Yeah, but it's true. This is a cycle we are in, and it's going from de facto to de jure. From 160 years of a de facto industrial military color of law from the United States of Washington District of Columbia, Inc., in some form, while the oligarchies operating all the states as subdivisions in another color of law form. 112 years on Oregon since Article 7 amended violated God's law, natural law, common law, and the Constitution. However, the basic laws of nature apply, the bell curve. The 80-20 rule, I'm sure you've heard of that. 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people in any structure, hierarchy. And then the Pareto distribution that says that the square root of the base does 50% of the production. If you have 16 people, 4 people do 50% of the work, 50% of the production. That's pretty close. And it fits the bell curve. People and persons that are prepping are way out on the end of the bell curve. If you're a prepper in any form, you're prepping. You're way out on the flat part of the bell curve. At the other end is a strange coalition, the non-preppers. The non-preppers are homeless, cashless, digital, totally dependent upon caregivers, very wealthy, and totally indigent. That whole group is altogether out on the other end of the bell curve from the preppers. Pragmatists are at each end. Me and mine are prepared and working to get the best we can out of this situation that we are dealt. Semicolon. There is no sense in prepping if the system crashes, and the Georgia Guidestones were foretelling now This is end times. So, each one of the following scenarios alters the perception. Here we go. Come to Jesus. That is a huge subset. Islam, from an enlightened infidel's point of view, is considerable. What about Judea? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech. I don't remember it. That's another big subset, and that seems to be terribly fractured. Then there is the Patriot movement. It is another color of law form, a subset of the current fiction. God bless America. Mute your phone, would you, Laura? So where was I? Oh yeah, a current subset. Then there's the Christian Judeo faith system. Then there is the woo and the quantum and the Q cult. And then there is enemy. The enemy is not human. I work. I'm a dad, a mom, a brother, a sister, family in general. I have responsibilities. I'm neck deep into the incorporated system on, of, for, by, with banks, courts, retirement, and the not law and the not order that we have in this current de facto. I do not want to become aware to the point where I am forced to take action. The Stockholm Syndrome. The see no, say no, hear no evil. The ostrich point of view. I can get through this and be dead before any of this happens. I have high school friends that are still alive, amazingly. And that's what they say. Ron, I'm not going to get into this. No, I just want to get through to the end without another big hassle. They've quit. And you go through all of this and everything, and then you live another 15 years in this slavery. Oh, shit, man. Let's get out of it. Those that have the correct knowledge, even if they have opposing views on many things, we will wind up in a hierarchy. Define correct knowledge. The knowledge you have that you take action on. When you are forced out of cognitive dissonance, your paradigm changes. You cannot unring the bell, and they don't want the bell rung. Leave me alone. I want to watch Disneyland. Now, how in the hell is that going on? Can persons and people know and not know? We should not worry about those outcomes that we cannot affect. and work on the methods, controls, and procedures and systems and feedback that will return our state, Oregon, to our state. And you work on your state, your commonwealth, and your territory to get your de jure or de jure constitutional republican form of government, original jurisdiction of a man and a woman on the land and soil with their progeny without ruler or subject. There's a lot of people afraid of that. Oh my God. It only takes 3% out on the end of the bell curve. You do not need 3% all the time. What you need is a civilian court of record, Article 1, Section 1 on Oregon, or the equivalent, with a jury pool to provide grand jury and Article 3, Amendment 7 courts, that is de jure or de jure law, and the de facto run and hide. They also arrest, torture, incarcerate, and kill, so be careful. www.orsja. It took us 4.5 years to flip Oregon back to de jure from de facto. After 112 years, we accomplished that last November. The paperwork can be done in any other state or commonwealth or territory by 5 or 6 people assembled in a social compact on your state, commonwealth, or territory, all paperwork filed, and in 30 days, with 15 hours work, $50 for postage, and $40 for a seal, a lawful de jure government appears, just like they said in the founding documents. Use the 30 days to collect your jury pool of that 3%. Now's a good time to start. You know, they're killing us, and I yield.
They do not want to let go of this. They do not intend on losing here. And we do not intend giving it back to them.
And then the bullets started flying. Then he jumps out of the car, and he's got both his hands up. And he got out of the car, and he had his hands in the air. He's like, just shoot me then. This is what you want, just shoot me. And they did. They shot him dead. With his hands in the air, and I saw it. I swear to God. He was just walking with his hands in the air. And they shot him. And they shot him dead, and then after he was down on the ground, they shot him 3 more times.